President Xi completely understands the power of education.
I don't think Confucius would have necessarily invented it.
In some senses, I have been living my Chinese dream for the last 30 years.
I think he's saying that everybody has to have aspiration and ambition. They need their own personal dream about how they could improve themselves, improve the world around them. And with that dream, then they can aspire for something better. And I think we all need such dreams, and I think it's a very nice thing for him to suggest that everybody in China thinks about their own personal dreams.
It is the dream that we all have of a peaceful, prosperous future for ourselves, for our children, for our neighbours, the opportunity to have connections with other parts of the world. In some senses, I have been living my Chinese dream for the last 30 years.
China has to keep innovating, it has to keep moving on. So the big trick for, if you like, a Chinese dream is how you keep a harmonious society, but you are able to innovate at the same time. Now, that is a really difficult trick. It's a new kind of Chinese dream. I don't think Confucius would have necessarily invented it.
Of course, it would be a very good thing for China. What inevitably lies at the heart of a statement like that is education. So to me, my interpretation of this was that President Xi completely understands the power of education and the sort of education system and the educational attainment that would be necessary to deliver that dream.
I think the Chinese dream is much more firmly established, such as that. And I think the Chinese dream and the Chinese reality is that China is returning to its position as one of the world's great nations.
I think Chinese young people have many dreams, and being encouraged to dream is important. I would add that President Xi's statement is that not we have one big dream for the Chinese people, but every Chinese person should have a dream. And this is also an important recognition that people are different and that they should have the freedom to pursue their own dreams.
I would imagine it's having a better life, better housing, better education.
So I think what he means is he thinks that everyone needs to be satisfying their own internal needs, but also working with their countrymen and women to make society a better place.
Now, the Chinese dream should recenter a lot of that, but the greatest value of the Chinese dream is that it will codify for the Chinese people who they are, why they are, what they want to be, and how it all works together. I think it's a great thing that is happening now. Time is absolutely right.
It's always important to allow oneself to have time to think a little bit differently and think about the possible things that one might do. And so having a leader encouraging people to have a dream is a good thing.
Whether it's within the Chinese dream or within the UK dream is something we have a huge amount of experience in the UK to share with China. The UK has particular world-leading expertise in livable cities, which again is an aspect of the Chinese dream.
And I'm sure it varies dramatically from person to person because we all have our own individual lives and our own individual dreams. I think part of it is personal, part of it's professional, and part of it, at least for my students, is social, which is to say, how can they leave the world a slightly better place than they found it?
Those are, I think, the dreams of every nation for all its people.
Well, the Chinese dream is something different to every single person. And from my perspective, of course, I want everybody's dream to be about travelling around the world in the future.
My understanding of the Chinese dream that it's around technological advancement in a sustainable way. China is a country that's growing economically. It's going to be incredibly powerful in the future.